Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have a process video for you. This is my week 28 of my 2020 Project Life album, and I am using the Studio Calico Documenter Kit. For this layout, I have my pictures printed using the Epson PictureMate PM400, and I'm still trying to figure out how to print out my pictures, the 3x4 with equal borders all around. So if you guys know how to do that on the PictureMate, please leave a comment down below. I've been told which apps to use, but I still can't figure out how to make the borders even. Technology and I are not always friends. So I do write the date on the back of each picture because I do like to have my pictures in semi-chronological order from top left going to bottom right. Now, this is the week that my daughter was supposed to have her big recital on the big stage. She does take 5 dance classes and a private lesson as well. So she was supposed to do 6 dances while during this recital. But because of COVID, they're not doing the recital. So what they did instead was record the dances in the parking lot so that everyone could have video of their kid performing because they've been practicing all year really hard to do that. So I'm going through the Studio Calico journaling cards, and I put the 4x6 pictures in the 4x6 journaling cards where I need them, depending on whether I needed to have journaling there or if I needed some filler there. And then I'm going through the 3x4 cards, deciding if I need to do journaling or have filler cards there as well. So this is very heavy of my daughter this week because of the recital. So after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the left-hand side of the page. And I do use my kokuyo adhesive, which is a roller adhesive, and this is my favorite adhesive to use. It is a roller adhesive that is repositionable but ends up sticking really well, which is something I need because I do move my things around a lot. Now, on the stamp set that came with this kit, there is a stamp that has the days of the week with a line above it. So I decided to use that as my common theme on all of the photos of my daughter dancing. So I use the Stays on ink to stamp that on the bottom of each of her costumes as she gets ready to do the dance. Now my stamp Stays on ink needs to be re-inked, but I hadn't done that yet. So you can see that it's not quite as crisp as I'd like it to be, but I didn't have my re-inker with me at the time. So I'm going to do that to all of my photos of her posing before her dance. And then I'm going to use a Nouveau drop, and I'll show you that here in a second when I get to that part, to indicate what day of the week it is. I am using my Tonic 6-inch guillotine, which is a great trimmer for photos. It cuts really clean. I used to have the Creative Memories ones, but that stopped cutting clean for me. I'm not sure why, but I had that for a good 10-15 years. So I guess nothing lasts forever, right? So here I use the kokuyo adhesive to adhere this to this zebra plaid, this black and white journaling card. I thought that matched well with her costume. And I wrote, due to COVID, there was no performance on the big stage. Then I move on to the next photo, and this photo is of my daughter at her alterations because this mommy forgot that this didn't fit until the day of the performance. So as soon as the alteration place opened close to where I live, we went first thing that morning, and the lady was able to alter it by the time it was time for her performance. Phew! Forgetful mommy. Good thing too, because the pants were so big. So we went to go get Kaya's costume altered on the day of her performance, and then I stapled that using a tiny attacher. This next photo is a picture that the dance studio posted on, I think, Facebook or Instagram. I can't remember, on their website. And it's of my daughter doing I don't know what it's called, inverted tilt. So I just took a screenshot of that and put that in here as well. Now this bottom photo, I just took a picture of them getting ready to do their dance. They usually don't like parents there watching during the class because it distracts the kids. So I just took a quick picture and left. Now on this card that says Summer Days, I am going to be documenting the days and which dance she performed as well as the song. So on Monday, she did ballet, jazz, and tap to the song Dance Monkey. Her second performance on Monday was a hip hop performance to the song Do That Dance. On Wednesday, she did tricks and acro to the song Temperature. On Thursday, she did musical theater dance to the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And hey, I learned the words to that song finally because she was practicing. And on Friday, she did the Hot Tots, which is the competitive team for 4 to 6-year-olds, to the song Attention. So I have her in a picture of her costume. The only thing she didn't perform was her solo for this because the owner of the studio had already rented or paid for the videographer to do all the videos, and they didn't have time to do the solo performances. So on this bottom picture, I have a picture of my son at the pediatrician's office, and I just wrote about his condition, and I took him to the pediatrician, and they decided that he had an infection, and they gave him antibiotics. Now, this photo that you see up here of my feet, I am just trying to test out a stamp to see how it works using the VersaFine Morning Mist on photo paper to see if it's going to work. And then I decide, oh, wait, what's the difference between this VersaFine and the StazOn? One's a pigment ink and one's a, oh, I don't know, what is it, a pigment and a dye. So that helps to determine whether it's going to stay on the photo and dry quickly or not. So the StazOn is what you need to use on top of photos, and the VersaFine is not for photos. Then I use some Kelly Perky inks and try that on and see if that will work on the sample on the photo. And spoiler alert, it does not work. So I put that away, but I do try a couple different stamps before I figured that out as well. So I give up on the stamp idea of putting a star onto the days of the week, and then I use the Nuvo drops in Yellow Brick Road, and I'm going to use that to indicate what day of the week she had each of the dances. Now you do need to try things out before you learn, because everyone has a learning process, and mine is by making mistakes. So then I'm going on to the next page, and this is the my daughter doing the dance to Mary Poppins. And so I'm using the Madison alphas that came in the Madison kit with the Felicity Jane subscription. And these are my favorite alphas because they're so small. So I spell out Mary Poppins, and then I do use my scissors to get the little dot of the I out because my chubby fingers will not grab onto that. Now this is where I decide to bring in the Nuvo drops to put a drop on top of the day of the week that she does the dance. Now the only problem, well, I don't know if it's a problem, but I'm not very patient. But one of the issues with doing putting Nuvo drops on the days of the week is that you have to let that dry, and it takes a little bit of time to dry. So I got a little impatient, and you can see on some of those that the Nuvo drops ended up flattening out instead of being like a pop dot or like a enamel dot because I was a little impatient. So this next photo is of my son, and he's spray painting his Nerf gun. And on a label that I got from the Studio Calico Print and Cut, I wrote, Christian has been watching YouTube videos on how to modify Nerf guns. Today he spray painted and painted this one. I do like that he is trying different things, but the problem is when he modifies them, the guns don't work the same way. And they're supposed to work better, but they don't. And one of the lessons that he's having to learn is that he has to take a chance and he needs to take risks, and risks are part of life, but you have to fail a lot before you can win. And that's one of the lessons I'm trying to teach them, and to just keep trying different things, even if it fails. So I'm using word stickers here that say July stories, today is the day, and loving these moments, and putting 3 word stickers to the bottom of the left-hand side of that photo, and I'm going to date stamp that as well. Next, we're going to move on to the middle journaling card, and it's the weekend adventure. And I'm, of course, trimming more photos down. And this photo is of me getting a pedicure with my daughter. Now they do social distancing. You can see that they have barriers up between the specialists, or what do you call them? The people who do our manicures and pedicures, and the client, and everyone's wearing face masks. And my daughter wanted her reward for doing the recitals, or quote unquote recitals, was to get mani-pedi. Now, getting mani and pedi is expensive. I typically do my own nails and mani and pedi, so to go get them done is, it's a luxury for me. So I wrote on this, first time getting a mani-pedi since coronavirus. There was a plexiglass between the manicurist and us. Face masks for everyone. So nice not to have to do my own nails. Because I do dip nails for my fingers. And, it takes a while because you got to soak them, take them off, dip them. And to do them by myself is not as pampering as if someone else was doing it for you. You know what I mean? Okay, next I work on the journaling card that says Weekend Adventure, and for the plan I wrote Mani Pedi, Kaya's dance team tryouts, because she did have to try out for next year's dance team. And what actually happened, I wrote Kaya wanted to get a mani and pedi as her reward for her week of performances. I got one too for putting her hair and makeup on so many times this week, because you had to do full hair and makeup even though they were only performing in the parking lot. So I got a reward too. So after I write that, I'm going to go through the chipboards and decide to put a chipboard on the photo of my daughter getting her mani and pedi. And she wanted her hair in pigtails, which is rare because usually she likes to do her own hair. But I went ahead and took a picture of her getting her mani and pedi. She loves it. And the women there treat her so good. I love it. So I'm using one of the Kelly Perky ink, little mini inks. It's a pink one. I don't know that they sell these anymore, but any ink would do. And I'm using the little star that came with the kit, and I'm rating it 5 stars. Oh, you know what? I probably should have inked all 5. I'm going to go back and do that. I am going to go back and do that. So, oh, hindsight is 2020. And on the journaling card that says, P.S. You're rad, I wrote, Kaya, I am so proud of you. You've worked hard all year, taking 5 classes per week plus private lessons. You're an amazing dancer. I love watching you dance. So there you have it. That is my week 28 of my Project Life album. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you next time.